as far as before the race, you know, I think that it's important to have a good balance of food, but it's you know, carbohydrates are the main component, with a little bit of protein, and fats are hard to digest, so they take a little more work. So a little bit of protein for longevity, because it takes a while as well, just like fat does to break down and process. But carbohydrates are the quickest for energy and what we need. So that and sipping on a little bit of sugar water in the car is pretty much my formula. Well,
for the first one, for the best
yeah,
win.
I was front row for that bad boy. That was, you know, it's very scary. You never like to see any of the drivers going upside down at all. You just don't know what can happen. You know, sometimes the easiest blows look like you know, they're no big deal, but you get the worst injuries from them. So you just never know what can happen. And you know, all I know is that I said that you know, I keyed up as soon as I went underneath him, and you know, I mean, what it looked like to me was, you know, just a case of two people coming too close together. Dan was definitely drifting up the track, and you can only go so far. We were already 3 or 4 lanes up. And then we came together, and obviously I went underneath Dario then, so I just, you know, said, please let me know when he's okay, and thank goodness it was a very short time after that, you know, we got word that he was all right. So, and then the last one last weekend, I was in the medical center actually when it happened, but I said I wanted to watch the way the race was going to finish, because, I mean, AJ Foyt was leading that thing before the last green flag went, so I was definitely interested in how that one was going to go. And you know, after it was over with, I was ready to walk out, and then all of a sudden, there's an accident after the yellow, and it's Dario, and so I stayed until he came into the medical center. But he's a cat. He's got like 9 lives into him. Hopefully, it's more like 90, because you never want there to be an end. But you know, this is a big thumbs up to the safety crew and how much development they've done with the cars and making them safe for us to drive, so that we don't end up going to hospital, because that did used to happen. So
Jason and Brett.
Danica, do you think the media plays up your frustrations this year? Because you've had a good season so far, but you know, there's been some mishaps in the last couple of races.
Yeah. I think that that's all part of it. I mean, I am frustrated, so that's part of it. But you're right, it has been a pretty good season. I've run consistently up front and had chances to win, so you just have years that you're on it, you know, everything falls your way, and then you have times when you just, nothing you can do is right, and you can't catch a break if you bought one. So unfortunately, this year's been a pretty big mix of both, I'd say majority bad luck, but you just take it in stride, and I know I'm in contention every weekend, and that's the most important thing. So yeah, but it is part of the story, and you know, I'm just flattered that everyone is still interested, and you know, still looking for the first win. But I can tell you that nobody wants it more than me. Well, I think that one of the really good things that's happened over the last couple of years is that we have more road courses, and that definitely helps out with conditioning and strength and just keeping your body in shape for it. There's nothing like doing the real thing. It's fairly impossible to really simulate what you need to do off the track. So that's been a big improvement, and I think that, you know, just fine-tuning the things that I've done over the last couple of years that have worked for me. And you know, my husband's a physical therapist, so you know, I'm fully dosed up on Advil and have ice bags all over my body all weekend. Not necessarily because it hurts so bad, but just because it's precautionary. So you know, that's pretty much my weekend to making sure that the muscles don't, you know, get too tense and start to bother me.
The difference between this and like a high-speed oval like Michigan, which maybe not physically demanding, but the mental stress of it. Tony Kanaan compared it to like driving through a valley of fog in San Francisco or something. You're always on the mental edge. You got it.
I don't know. He's got a good imagination.
You got to be right.
I've never done that before.
You have to be right on the wheel the whole time.
I think they're different. They're different beasts. You know, on the ovals, you're definitely on edge all the time, and it's easy when you're by yourself. I guess if I could say that, it's easy when you're by yourself, but in a group, it's very difficult. So, you know, but you get used to it a little bit more. But you know, there's always surprises on the ovals with people chopping in front of you and the way that the cars take the wind away. But on a road course, it's you demanding more out of yourself all the time. You are the limiting factor, and you're the one that keeps yourself going out there and pushing and going faster. So, you know, I guess there's really no break on a road course necessarily for what's going on. I'd like to say that there's breaks in the straightaways on the ovals, but obviously we can see that that doesn't exist anymore. So, since all of our crashes seem to happen on straightaways.
And with that, I got to wrap things up. I know they got to get back out to the test. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Good luck next